Hello, John Browning. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a beautiful day, and I just love talking to you because you always have lots of great things to share with us.
Well, I
And
hope so. I try.
yeah, you do. You try hard, and I'm sure you were trying with your mother when she was raising you. You weren't a twin by any nature, were you?
I was not a twin. No, but
Okay.
but I had twins. I raised a pair of twins. They're 21 now. Yep.
Okay.
They're
Well,
20 going on 22.
22, almost 22. That's good. So you kind of know. So we're going to parlay twins into what we're talking about today. Not in a nice way necessarily, but we're talking about identity theft, and
Mm,
that's kind
yeah.
of being a twin in a certain way. But how? I mean, it's an ongoing thing. It's becoming more popular. How do people protect themselves? What do they need to be looking for?
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. Sorry if I
Okay.
tell a story.
No, that'd be great.
So this is a true story and recently happened, and I have permission. I'm not going to share obviously the name of
Okay.
this particular client, but I have her permission because she would like everyone to know that this is out there, that this happens and it happens to highly intelligent, normal, everyday people. And it's kind of like mental health issues, right? It's got this
Right.
stigma. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Right.
But this idea of identity theft can happen to anyone. And you truly do not realize what is happening at the time. And so this particular client, she's written books. She was a professor at one time. She's just a fantastic lady, highly intelligent with it. She doesn't have
Right.
cognitive issues. And it was a multiple attack on
Okay.
on her to get. First they would come in with access, and they get a little piece of information, and she kind of
Okay.
didn't really realize it. And then they get another little piece of information. And then they get another little piece of information from a different spot
Oh.
until finally they had enough information that they gave her a call, very official, said, I won't say the name of the bank. I'm from XYZ Bank, which they knew that's where she banked at. They had her account number. So they said, your account number here, is that right? Very professionally done. And said, you know what? I'm going to put you in touch with the fraud department because looks like there may be some fraud on your account. So automatically they're very good actors. So your guard is down. Oh, great. Oh, that's fantastic. Fraud. Oh, no, but that's okay because I'm talking to the fraud department at this big bank.
It's brilliant.
And they transferred her to a completely different person. So these are big organizations that are working against you.
Yes.
Had her completely convinced that essentially she needed to do certain things, and ended up inadvertently giving them just a little bit more information, nothing egregious, and then just a little bit more information. And they get these pieces of information different ways. And that's why it's important. And I try and tell all my clients and everybody who will listen, it matters. So we used to, years ago, not that long ago, right? It was like
Yeah.
all about shredding,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Shutting
And
all the documents. Yeah.
don't just use the straight shredder, but use the cross cut shredder and shred, everything, and how to keep your documents. So there are certain things you keep for 5 years, certain things for 7 years, certain things forever, and certain things you just keep until you're done with them, but you shred everything,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep.
that's still important, still very important. And let me know if you have questions about what things to keep for how long, because that gets into a longer discussion,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
also gets into very specific like tax questions.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, though, 7 to 10 years
Okay.
on your IRS tax returns, that type of thing. But there are exceptions and all that depending on your
Right.
personal situation. Like everything, this is not investment
That's right.
advice, this is not
That's right.
personal advice. We always give that disclosure on these podcasts, but we will give you some general information like that. So that's all important. But here's the other thing. So I myself got a text the other day, looked like a very legitimate number, had the right information, looked okay. And I do a little bit further investigating and immediately found out that it was trying to send me to a questionable website. Now I have McAfee, and I'm not endorsing McAfee or anybody else, but make sure you've got antivirus
Yep.
software on your computer. That's number one. Make sure it's installed, up to date, and it's kind of like they're the virus now because they keep after you and they're going to charge you some money, right?
Antivirus
Uh,
virus.
You know, it's like a necessary evil.
It
You really
is.
need to have a reputable antivirus on your
Yeah.
computer running. There's some other things you can do regarding that. You can, and whenever you're out, like if you're at a Starbucks or somewhere else and you're accessing the internet, even if it's through your phone, you need to be very careful what you access when you put your passwords in, because these people will sit in the Starbucks,
Huh.
here I am. I'm trying not to say names to endorse certain
Yeah,
products.
that's okay. We're not
But
endorsing.
wherever you are and you have access to the internet, that's probably not a great time to be accessing your bank account
Okay, that's interesting.
or your credit card account, things
Yeah.
like that, because there are people that will sit there in those places and they'll have a computer program that's going out looking for what everybody's doing, and they have the technology to do this. And they may not get everything they need right there, but they'll get a piece.
Yep. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you get those, I mean, because I've had my bank text me when we've been on vacation or something, because they're seeing credit card charges from another state, and they'll text me and they're like, okay. And one time they shut my credit card down, and so I had to call the bank to get it reactivated. How can you discern between that and fraud? I mean, this is getting really tricky.
It's getting very tricky. These folks that are doing these things are extremely good at their jobs. So a couple rules of thumb. If you get a call from your bank, say that's great, very politely, and say, listen, I'm going to give you a call back.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't call, because actually this actually happened with this particular individual. She thought she was doing the right thing, and she called. They said, okay, call me back at this number, and she called that number.
Right.
Well, they're giving you their number back again, right?
Yeah.
You call the number that you know is the bank's number. You say, somebody at the bank called me by this name, and they gave me this phone number. Are they an employee at the bank? No matter how big the bank is, they can find that person. No matter how big the bank is, they can look at your account and see if there's any actual fraudulent activity.
Yeah.
It's flagged. So never talk to somebody who calls you directly from the bank. Call them back.
Yeah.
At the number you know is the correct number. Same thing with your credit cards. Same thing if you got a brokerage account or something like that.
Yep.
So that's a general good rule of thumb to follow. Another really common thing is you get an email. Looks very official, comes from XYZ Bank, got their letterhead, their logo, looks exactly like that. And they must be sending you. You click on the link. There's two things to look at, though, before you click on any links from any financial institution or even like one of the antivirus places. They'll also mimic that. Look and see if it says, there's a really easy way to tell if it says the, XYZ bank at google.com.
Right.
Not the bank.
It's not the bank.
Right. It's going to say at the bank URL. That's that.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be from them. But generally speaking, they are never going to send you an email like that.
Right.
They will contact you some other way, and there will be verification steps that they will use to make sure. And we kind of find those annoying. Okay, yes, my birthday is this. Yes, my mother's maiden name, and yes, my dog's name.
That's right.
My first dog on the second. There's reasons that they do that. It's annoying, but we live in a day and age where we have to have that.
That's right.
All those multiple, and the other thing is the IRS will never call you.
Yeah.
They might send you a letter.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, even that, you do not respond directly. I would highly recommend you contact your tax accountant.
Yeah.
And yes, I know they cost money, but it costs a lot more if you get
scammed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good, because it's the and so many times if you got that email with the bank letterhead, your thought is, well, that's illegal to copy the bank letterhead. Well, yeah, these are criminals. So we have to put our head in.
It's also illegal to steal from you, right?
That's right. So you got to get your head in the right game, but you've got to understand they're and have you noticed, are they preying on a certain demographic? Is it older adults? What is seniors? What does it matter?
It really doesn't matter, but I will say that they do target seniors
Okay.
more than anyone else. And that is just simply because the younger generation has grown up with a phone, a cell phone and a tablet in their hand, and they're generally going to be, possibly more familiar with these things.
And seniors probably have more money.
And
especially if they're working with you, John.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay. So identity theft, having good protection on your computer. And I know there are companies out there that you can pay and they will help protect your identity,
yes,
or refund you money if it gets stolen. So there are some other protections, but by and large, common sense and realizing the bank's probably not going to pick up the phone and call you like that. They're not going to send you an email usually, but do your due diligence, like you said, and politely hang up, find the phone number for the bank, even if it's your local bank in your local city. Call them first and say, here's what's going on. And they see it a lot too. And they'll say, yeah, no, that wasn't us.
Yeah. Shred the paper. Shred the paper.
Yeah. That was a great movie, Shrek. No, that was Shrek. I'm sorry.
Shrek. Yeah, different one. Green guy. Yeah.
Big green guy. So, all right. This has been very fascinating. Identity theft. We may have to do some more on things like this because this is very topical for all of us. How to protect yourself. So it's not just building a life through your portfolio and things. It's protecting that from these scavengers, these guys who are very, very good at what you're doing. Wow. Yeah, it's amazing how they're piecing things together because they're probably pretty patient now. They probably know it might take them a few weeks or months, but they might get a $30,000, $50,000, $80,000 payday when they get it all put together. So
this particular client ended up losing over $15,000, and there's probably no way that she's going to get that back.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. And so you do that, and if they did that 10 times a week, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
So
they wouldn't do it if they weren't making money.
That's right. That's right. So protect yourself, identity theft. It's just one of the many, many, many things that are in the brain of John Browning to help you build your life, build a portfolio, protect your money, protect your family, and live the life that you want now and into the future so that you have money and you don't fall prey to identity theft or probably a dozen other things. So reach out to John at guardianrockwealth.com or text him, 21,000. Let's text the word life to 21,000 on your phone. LIFE, text that to 21,000. You'll get all of his contact information and you can reach out to him to talk about identity theft and a bunch of other things of how he can help you build a life, not just a portfolio. John Browning, thank you, man. It's been a great, very insightful episode.
Good. Well, we'll see you next time.
Okay, look forward to it, buddy.
All right.